This week we're tasting something from the Rhone, something that's one of our favourite wines that we've stocked for about 4 years now. So it's one that we've seen over a few vintages, and consistently it is completely delicious, and I would go so far as to say better, and certainly better value for money, than a lot of Chateauneuf-du-Pape, which is sold at twice, sometimes 3 times or more the price these days. What we're tasting today is actually a Cotes-du-Rhone village. So that means it comes from an area that has not been designated as being worthy of a commune appellation yet. So supposedly it's slightly lesser than, say, a Gigondas or a Kiran or a Vacura or a Chateauneuf-du-Pape. But of course that really means absolutely nothing at all, because it depends on the grower. And in this case, the grower is a very clever man. Daniel Bull works completely naturally with his wife and just 2 other people on a farm down in the southern Rhone. They have parcels of vineyards that are kind of spread out around the area. They're not all absolutely in one place, but they do everything themselves and everything by hand, which I really can't stress enough is back-breaking, completely unromantic, hard work. This is serious graft. But they see themselves primarily as growers. The winemaking bit is something they feel happens almost by itself, but you've really got to be out in the vineyards growing your grapes properly in order to achieve this kind of quality. He's been biodynamic for a number of years now, and actually came to the practice when his small son had dreadful problems with eczema, which is not a very glamorous thing to discuss, I suppose. But despite trying everything with conventional medicine, he could not be cured. And it was only when they started using homeopathic remedies that the eczema cleared up, which made him think about how something that's completely natural and also something used in very, very small doses can have a very profound effect on overall health. There are a lot of people who actually refer to biodynamics as being like homeopathy for vines. In particular, the use of preparations which are sprayed on the vines in order to encourage everything from healthy roots to improved photosynthesis, or to ward off diseases or funguses or viruses, etc. They've now been doing this for a number of years and are making superb wines. Their Cotes-du-Rhone village is a blend of 60% Grenache, 20% Syrah and 20% Mourvedre, so it's a very typical southern Rhone blend. They don't douse it in new oak, so that all you taste is vanilla cream, which is a very good thing. Again, I have to confess that the cold means I can't actually smell very much at all. But from memory, this is a fabulously wintry, Christmassy kind of wine. Lots of cloves and dried spice, but with lots of rich, ripe red fruit flavours as well from the Grenache. And then just a hint of tobacco and prunes from the Mourvedre as well. That's such a nice wine. On the palate, it's incredibly elegant, which is really no mean feat when you're working with varieties like Grenache and Mourvedre and Syrah. Because often, you know, the descriptions that will come out from something like that are kind of warming and really more than a touch rustic and spicy, etc. But what is missing a lot is an element of elegance. Not always a bad thing, but certainly at Aphillantes, Daniel Bull manages to capture the most extraordinary silky elegance, which is a really beautiful foil to this very sweet, heightened spice. And because of that elegance, it's certainly not too big for chicken or game birds or even a very meaty fish, but it will do as well with a beef.